Hey, good evening, Jerry Upchurch here. Just wanted to get a note out to you today on becoming a lifelong learner. I'm finishing up. I'm on chapter 8 of Brian Tracy's book, Just Shut Up and Do It. And in this chapter, he talks about two obstacles to your success. The first one being in the area of doubt. Doubting that you can ever be successful. And the second one is in the area of fear. Fear that you will never be successful, that you can't do what you need to do to become successful. In this chapter, he also goes over two things that you need to do to overcome those obstacles. And the first one is to, of course, both of them pertain to becoming a lifelong learner. And but the first one is to acquire knowledge. And once you acquire knowledge, you overcome that doubt that's in your mind pertaining to your ability to accomplish some great things. And acquiring knowledge takes me back to the book on, Jeff Olson's book, Slight Edge, where he says read 10 pages in a book every day. And if you do that, you're going to acquire knowledge. You can't help but acquire knowledge, because at that point you're going to be reading 10 pages a day. And after reading 10 pages a day, doing that for a year, that's 3,650 pages. And of course, this year in 2016, there's 3,660 pages, because you'll read 10 more pages because you've got an extra day in the year. So, and Brian Tracy talks about that in some of his other courses, like the Phoenix. He talks about if you read up to 5 books on a particular subject, you can become a professional, or you can become an expert, is the term he uses. You can become an expert in that subject if you read 5 books on a particular subject. So he says to overcome your doubt, you grab knowledge. So get some knowledge. And then to overcome your fear, the fear of doing something, he says you need to practice doing that thing that you fear. And practice it and practice it and practice it over and over and over. And I sort of got an example, a story to tell you about that today. Our granddaughter just got a letter of acceptance from college in Nashville. And let's see, what was the name of the college? Heck, I can't even think of the college now. It's terrible. But we wanted to make her a sign congratulating her on being accepted into the college. And so Diane and I went over to Hobby Lobby, and we just sort of walked through the place every day, and we looked at all the signs and the lettering on the signs and all that. We saw a lot of backgrounds or things that were that the letters were written on that we liked, but we didn't see any of the lettering that we liked, or in particular any of the words. And we'd been praying about Rachel getting into college, and when she got that, it was like we'd heard our prayers were answered, and we'd actually heard the Lord tell us that He says, "I've got that covered." Quote, "I've got that covered." And we were really thankful for that. We're grateful for that. And so Diane wanted to make up a sign that said, "I've got that covered, God." And so we started looking, and we found some boards and got the boards all fixed up, and I started practicing the lettering. And taking into account that I'm really a mathematician, I am totally left brain, no artistic ability in me at all. And but after reading what Brian Tracy said, is that if you practice He didn't say practice makes perfect, because he would never say that. He would say perfect practice makes perfect. But he said if you practice and practice and practice and practice, you will get it into your mind. Your thinking will become that you can do something. So actually by practicing, you're actually changing your thought processes, which is one of his key elements in this whole book, is change your thinking, change your life. So I practiced, and when I started practicing the lettering, it was really shaky. It was just terrible. It was ugly. And but the lettering I wanted, I actually got it off. Went to some of the fonts on Microsoft Word and picked out a couple of fonts that we liked and printed them out with the words. I've got that covered on it. And then I just started trying to copy that by freehanding it. And basically, it was terrible at first, but I practiced and practiced and practiced and practiced and got a mindset that I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And finally, I actually took out the paint and we sort of decorated the board. In fact, I've got a picture of it in my blog here. Just look at the blog below and you'll see the picture. But I ended up doing the lettering, and doggone, it came out pretty good, if I say so myself. I can do that. So that's what the point is that I'm trying to get across to you. If there's something in your business that you're afraid to do, that brings fear to you, then go out and do it. Practice it over and over and over until it becomes, builds a confidence in your own mind that you can do that. And you'll be overcome that obstacle to success by just practicing what you feel. All that being said, I want you to read the blog. I've got a lot of good comments in the blog about overcoming fears and practicing, and I've got a couple of quotes from Brian Tracy in there. So click on the link below, read the blog, and give me some feedback on what you think about it, and I'd love to hear from you. Have a great evening. My mentor says my eyes don't look at the camera, and when I'm on my phone, I tend to look at the picture rather than the lens. I think the lens are right there, so that's what I need to be looking at when I'm talking to you, but I tend to look at myself out of the lens. So anyway, all that being said, hey, have a great evening, read the blog, give me some feedback. Talk to you later.